The judge, in a rape case, asked the woman who was a rape victim, quote, I don't want to get this one wrong, why couldn't you just keep your knees together?
These highly colorful magazines picture stark nudity on slick paper. They often present their subject on bed or couch, in positions indicative of intercourse or other sex acts, obviously calculated to stimulate the reader. The nakedness, the nudity of these magazines is defended and foisted upon the people by a vociferous minority in our society. They lack the moral standards and values of our Judeo-Christian heritage. They not only oppose the principles of that heritage, which has given us our rich institutions and laws, but they advocate their overthrow. For the sake of decency in this film, we have partially covered the pictures and disguised the identity of the models.
I've really only been called a slut once, and I was walking down Fifth Avenue, and it was really congested underneath like this scaffolding, and a man who was like in his 40s like whispered in my ear, like I didn't know him. He said "slutty virgin" to me.
My God.
And I was wearing like cut off denim shorts that were ripped and like kind of a low cut shirt. But like
So clearly it was your fault.
I kind of like afterwards was like contemplating why does that warrant that? And like my first reaction was like I laughed really hard and really loud like down the street and just kind of kept walking. But like it was such a weird like interaction, and then like I was with my friend and she just like didn't really get that it was like kind of terrifying. Like, I don't know, like it was weird. I don't know. It was, but like I was also a virgin at the time, so I was like, maybe he's right. Like I was really young. I was like 15, 16 when that happened.
How you doing today? That's not good.
Wow.
Hello, girl. How you doing? Somebody's acknowledging you for being beautiful. She said thank you.
Hello, good morning. God bless you. Have a good day, all right?
I mean, I think the thing is like I think everybody wants a slut, but like at the same time, they know if anybody knows that they're dating a slut, they're gonna be seen a certain way.
I think if a woman has more partners, it's looked on as worse than if a guy has more partners. It's like if a girl has a lot, she's called a slut and whatever.
For a man, if he has like sex with a lot of women, it's considered like it's considered a good thing. A lot of you guys admire it. If a girl does it, it's bad. She's just like a slut or they look down upon her.
There's a guy who has multiple sex partners. He's looked at as kind of like a stud, whereas like reversely, if it's a girl, she kind of gets a negative connotation as like being easy or something.
She's a bit like, what the?
Right. I feel like it's that people are offended by a sense of female sexual agency in society. Like for some reason when like a woman has their own desires and acts on them, it's like weird.
I always like have the expectation to come, and I fake it all the time. And I think that has informed me in a lot of ways, and that's something I'm like working on now, is like really just being honest about like what I'm feeling. And that's very, very difficult for me to verbalize.
It's hard to know what you're feeling sometimes.
I know.
It's hard to like actually be like, okay, I'm gonna ask myself, like, am I enjoying this? Do I want this? Like, those are not easy things to actually know. Like, there's so many confounding variables in all of those questions. Like, because there's so much built-in expectation that like you can't be objective and be like, okay, this is not exciting. Okay, I don't want to do this.
Totally.
That's so frustrating.
I think
it's so fucking shitty.
if I was to gather one thing to say, or like just to say one thing, like when I have a daughter, like the most important thing for me, which is something I'm learning now, is I would just say like, listen to your inner voice more than anything. Because I was thinking that I was listening. I grew up around feminists. Like I'm a strong, I grew up around strong women, and yet I wasn't able to say, Isabel, you're not ready. You're not comfortable. Stop. Like, most importantly, to listen to that inner voice and listen to yourself and listen to what you want and, like, listen to your rhythms, what's going on for you and what's important to you and what you want to do.
And to listen and to take action on it. Because you can listen, you know what you're feeling, but to actually act on it and to, back yourself up and to defend yourself and to stand up for yourself is a whole other thing. Totally. You know what you're feeling. It's just you choose to, like, push it aside because of how it might come across or how the person will react or blah, blah, blah. Also, how we were saying, like, how a lot of times girls are faking it. It's always the girls, like, it's embarrassing if you don't come, so you have to fake it. If you say, like, oh, I can't come, it's like, to you in your head, at least for me, the guy's like, okay, like, she's whack. Like,
she's broken, she's
like,
whack, yeah.
She's like, it's her, she's broken. Like, it's like,
I've never faked an orgasm.
That's amazing.
But I've also never had one. Like,
right.
I mean, from, like, actual sex, I've had
yeah.
many.
Exactly, which also goes to show, like,